us a problem and we solve it. We're not opposed to a product, something that is more generic, something that could use lots of people. And we've kind of talked about these sort of mini products just for these niches. Instead of the general, hey, there's this one tool that can visualize any data in the world, it'll probably be really generic and crappy. So if we find some markets that we really need, that could really use this, we can do these sort of like mini products along the way to building our Uber Aftershock product in the future.
You make more money selling the
Right,
product.
absolutely. It's, yeah, a lot less overhead, but so we're starting with this because this is kind of a new field. It's tough to find experts in 3D data visualization. So we think of this as a way to fund our own education, is to do these projects for other companies, give them a product that they can really use, and we can grow as a company and grow in our knowledge.
Yeah, well, and you know, we did talk about, when we first started talking, we bought some whiteboards, so we're very creative, we drew all of them.
I was still bad at erasing those. Like,
that's true. We took pictures of them and then framed the pictures of the whiteboard. We have very boring dining rooms. But something that we've started realizing as we're presenting this to people is there isn't a very strong frame of reference for 3D interactive data visualization. Because when we show off this demo, people will immediately start applying use cases to it for their own information and be like, oh, well, so we could build a timeline that would have like this over here, and then this would build out, and the icons could do this. And what Nate and I actually offer is, you know, wipe the slate clean. Like, yes, we've made this for Hoffman, we're proud of it, it's, you know, it's getting close to being finished. But we can also do other things other than timelines that you click on and zoom in. And that's something we're trying to figure out by having multiple clients with different types of data and different sorts of audiences and interests is, what are the common needs that people have? And once we start having a slew of, you know, the things that we can show off and brag about and be really cocky, then we'll start to kind of hone in on what are the common things. But I think that's, you know, going off of the previous presentation, that's kind of a frustration point or a weakness right now is people don't really know what to ask for of us yet because this isn't really done as much. There's not as good a frame of reference as I need a website, which as a web designer, like, I'm used to that conversation and I've done that. So we're trying to figure out multiple.
If things was done right, I think Adobe would buy it as a plugin for any of the way they are changing how they deliver our stuff. Maybe they wanted to be the software.
Right.
But you know, from someone who does cell design and information architecture, stuff like that, this is a very you've done a great job. You should.
Proud of it.
It looks pretty.
I'm proud of it.
Good.
I like it.
What's your tech stack finance? What do you do with this in?
So I mentioned.
I'm going to sit down for this
the tech stuff. I mentioned that I was doing some video game development for this. So we're actually using a video game engine. The engine is called Unity. It's got some traction in the last few years. The company that makes it is probably like 5 years old at this point. They've built a really great suite of tools that allow us it allows us to be really powerful as two-man team to make these things. And it allows us to export to native desktop, native mobile applications. There is a web plugin. Its installation process is a little bit less than ideal, but we can leverage it in some situations. If you really want to get into the nitty-gritty, I program in C# all day, so it allows, you know, we have a sort of full suite of .NET. Anything that it can connect to, I can connect this to. It's really great.
So it's not natively web ready right now.
Not right now. So that's another thing is if we do expand the team, that maybe the first thing that we look at is I have my own opinions about WebGL is a great web-ready 3D technology when it is supported, but it's not supported on anything mobile right now. I don't think any version of Internet Explorer supports it. So I mean, the web-ready stuff is probably a couple of years out, actually, and we kind of want to focus on native mobile, native desktop for the time being.
Have you guys considered kiosks?
We have considered kiosks since we are kind of stuck with a desktop. Kiosks are great. We know what the hardware is going to be. We have access to touch screens, all kinds of great technologies. If we're building this stuff custom, kiosks is definitely on the table. We've talked about trade shows. We should probably be out at the auto show right now, exploring what people are doing and shopping our business cards around. Actually, why don't we do that?
I mean, potentially just second story, right?
Facts.
They're out of Portland, they do major museum work.
Yeah.
Second story.
Second story interactive. Okay.
They're very large, they've been around for years and years, they're probably the best known, sort of museum-y timeline. They do a lot of stuff, but I've never seen one complete.
Are you connected with them?
I am not.
Okay. Second story interactive. I'll go and find them. Cool.
You sent them that, I'm sure.
No, that's our friendly Portland business.
Bill, yeah, I'm sure Bill knows them.
Or Seattle.
Yeah.
Gets to do something.
Oh, don't do that. Portland,
They both have TV shows, but.
so that was kind of whirlwind. Any other questions, curiosities?